Okay, so today I have a very interesting test with the 6.5 Grendel. I'm using Norma 156 grain soft points. As you can see, these are a vintage package. I have no idea what year, what time frame these were made, but they look very similar to the Norma Oryx, but I highly doubt these are bonded. The box doesn't say anywhere that it's bonded, but I'm excited to test this one out. Many of you are going to say, oh, well, the 6.5 Grendel's optimized for 100 grain bullets, or some of you say 120 grain. I think it's that 120 to 130 grain range, but I'm looking forward to trying some ultra heavies in the Grendel and just see how they do. Who knows? There's not a whole lot of information out there. I know Outdoor Adventures did a video using the 160 grain Hornady round nose. Looked around on forums, and it seems like there's a few people that have played with some 160s, but these ought to be very similar. As far as powder goes, I had to play around with that some. The only powder that I saw someone publish on the forums was RL17. I don't have any RL17, so I went to one of the closest powders I could, which was H4350. The case fit just wasn't quite right, and so I ended up settling on Winchester Stay Ball 6.5, which is, I think, closer to RL19 in burn rate. But I won't tell you how much I used. This is all experimental. I did shoot some. Didn't look like I had any pressure issues. But we're going to get a chronograph reading. We're going to get a 3-shot group at 100 yards. And then we're going to see how these do in water jugs. If they do well at close range, maybe I'll scoot it out, and we'll see how these bullets perform at further ranges and maybe get an idea of the maximum range that these bullets will work. Looking forward to trying these out. Like I said, don't know when these were manufactured, but there's the price. The person that owned these previously paid for them. So if that gives you an idea, $2 for a box of bullets doesn't happen nowadays. So looking forward to trying these out, see how they do. If they do well, then maybe I'll try some 156 grain Norma Oryx. I don't believe they make this bullet anymore, however I could be wrong. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to try to get a velocity reading using these 156 grain Norma soft points out of the 6.5 Grendel. I've got a 20-inch proof research barrel out of my AR. Again, we're using Winchester Stay Ball 6.5 powder. We'll see how these do. I'm going to go back to 100 yards and we'll see how these 156 grain Norma bullets group. Okay, so here's our group with the 156 Norma round nose, and not very good accuracy. By far the worst group that I've gotten out of this proof barrel. It measured in at 1.36 inches, so is it awful? No. Is it good? I wouldn't say so. So take it for what you will. These are round nose, so theoretically, they would be more of a close range type round anyway, but we're going to go back to 100 yards and we're going to see how these bullets perform on water. Okay, so I've got 6 water jugs lined up. We'll see how these 156 Norma round nose do. I'm going to go back to 100 yards. Again, velocity is 2,230 feet a second, so do I expect stellar expansion? Probably not, but I don't know much about these bullets, so I'm excited to try them out. It looks like we blew the first 2 jugs up quite well. Number 3 is broke. Number 4 looks like it got penetrated. Ooh, we made it into number 5. All right, we're gonna do the long range expansion testing on these 156 Norma round nose out of the Grendel. We're gonna go back to 200, then 300, then 400 yards. I've got 3 shots left, so hopefully I can hit this barrel every time. And we'll pull the bullets out and we'll see how these bullets expand at distance. So here's what's left of the Norma 156 grain soft point. We have the 100 yard recovered bullet, the 200 yard recovered bullet, and the 300. We'll start with the 100. And looks like we had some jacket core separation. Had a big chunk of lead there. I'm not going to count that. This is what was in the 5th jug. That guy there was stuck in jug number 3. So we'll weigh this first. And we got 77.4 grains, which is 49.6% weight retention. If you want to add the jacket, we have 101.8 grains, which is 65% weight retention. Next up, we have the 200 yard recovered bullet. As you can see, we still got decent expansion, but one thing I kind of noticed with these bullets is they are inconsistent, not very uniform expanders. I wouldn't say inconsistent, but the mushrooms that these produce are not uniform. We'll put it on the scale here. 142.3 grains, which comes out to 91.2% weight retention. Last up, this is the 300 yard bullet, and as you can see, we had pretty much no expansion. The nose is a little flattened, but that's it. The 400 yard bullet actually blew through the barrel. It looked like it was straight line penetration all the way through, but overall, what's your thoughts on the Norma 156 grain soft point? For me, out of the Grendel, there's nothing special about it, and in a lot of ways it limits the potential of the 6.5 Grendel. I don't think there's anything this bullet can do that others won't do and do better. At close range, sure, it's a decent thumper of a bullet. I'd say probably out to 200 yards. The trajectory's awful. I had, as you saw when I did the group, about a 100 yard zero, maybe a little more. And at 300 yards, that bullet was already dropping probably 30 inches. And on the 400 yard, I think I was aiming up about 5 feet. So rainbow trajectory, okay expansion. Nothing to get excited about. This is no surprise to me, but let me know what you guys think about the 156 grain Norma soft point, and let me know what else you'd like to see me test in the 6.5 Grendel, and hopefully we can do another bullet review here in the future.